Melbourne. We finally made it out of the Victorian high country, although it was a lovely place to be, and we've made it into the town of Melbourne. And today we're going to be hitting up, well, today and for the next few days, we're going to be hitting up some must-dos in Melbourne, starting with right here at Queen Victoria Market. This is a very famous market here in Melbourne where you can get all sorts of things from food to all kinds of knickknacks, belts, Ugg boots, clothing, just about anything that you can imagine is being sold here at Queen Vic Markets. But I think our plan for today is to find some coffee and maybe some breakfast here. What do you think? Is it me?
Oh, I don't know.
What about this one? Is that the ticket?
It's still perched. It's
Damn.
a percher. So usually I'd go a hot coffee, but today it's kind of warm out, so I thought I'd try some form of a cold brew, I believe. Rwandan coffee beans with hints of lychee and honey. It is delicious. Maybe I should drink cold coffee more often.
When you come to Melbourne, trying the coffee just by itself is a must-do because Melbourne has some of the best coffee in the world. I don't know if it's famous worldwide for its coffee. Like, we don't actually make that much coffee in Australia, but Melbourne knows how to prepare a coffee really, really well. Definitely get one while you're here, and I've gone with a latte, as per usual.
Moment of truth.
It's good. I think you could pretty much get a coffee anywhere in Melbourne and it would be good. But these guys are kind of famous for their coffee too.
The Bratwurst store. Cheese Kransky, sauerkraut, sauce, mustard. Give it a shot, I guess. Delish. And they're gluten-free too if you want some, Dana. Just no bread.
So I went back to get a cheese Kransky because we knew that all the sausages were gluten-free, and it turns out that they actually have gluten-free rolls as well. So I am in luck. Did not expect that at all. That's so good. And I haven't had a hot dog in so long. I'm just so happy right now. I was expecting to walk away from here having eaten just a little sausage, and I've got this whole big thing. I'm winning!
Flinders Street Station is a main hub for trams and trains, just back there. And it looks very impressive. Across from Flinders Street Station is Federation Square, which is a major hub for arts and culture. Yeah, so it's like a nice squarey park for people to hang in directly across from the major train station. There's proof that it's a centre for arts. I see a stage and PA system.
If you're lucky enough, you might be able to catch some great arts shows going on here at Fed Square while you're around. Plus, you can also have a great view of most of Melbourne City behind you while you stand here.
You can even see the Eiffel Tower from here, apparently, which is the art centre here in Melbourne. Just south of Flinders Street Station is a little walkway along the river.
We've now come down to the South Bank area along the Yarra River here in the middle of Melbourne, which is just a lovely place to be. It's a great spot for a walk along the water. You can catch one of the many boats that's coming down the river here. There are restaurants and bars on both sides, and one in the middle called Ponyfish Island, which is a pretty cool place as well. There's a bridge running over the top here in the middle where a lot of the trams from Flinders Street Station go. And on the other side of that bridge is a really nice little nature area to just hang out and chill with a book or something, and you can see if the lights are on at the MCG, which is just over there as well, the Melbourne Cricket Ground. And it's very convenient because it's all in the same central area near Flinders Street Station and Fed Square as well. So you might as well hit them all up in one go. Of course, you should jump on a tram while you're here in Melbourne, especially if you're in the inner city zone where it's a free tram. It's a great way to get around and save your legs because you'll probably do a lot of walking while you're here. And you will need a Myki card if you are not inside the free tram area. And I'm pretty sure you can get those at most of the tram stations. Make sure to pop into some of the arcades hidden all throughout the centre of the city and check out some of the old world architecture and intricate carvings from original Melbourne. And while you're at it, pop into one of Melbourne's many laneways, which are full of places to eat, and you can huddle in a laneway and enjoy it. Such as this one right here, which is De Grave Street, and the entrance to this is actually opposite Flinders Street Station.
In Melbourne is catch a live band, and in this case we are the live band, but you can see any kind of music around Melbourne if you can hear us at all. It's kind of loud in here.
The next thing on our list is some brunch. Today we've chosen to come to Hash to get some brunch because that's one of Jesse's absolute favourites, and he always wants to come back here for the sparkling water on tap and the delicious breakfast. It's kind of a bit of a rainy day in Melbourne today, but we're still going to press ahead because that's the kind of city that Melbourne is. It's an all-weather kind of city. When it's rainy, you just carry on. It also sometimes gets pretty cold here and pretty hot here, so definitely check the weather before you come. But if you stuff up, you can always buy a really cute coat here in Melbourne at like Burke Street Mall or the Queen Vic Marks or an op shop, and then you'll have a souvenir. But let's head in for some brunch. For the eggs on toast today, scrambled eggs. The typical safe choice, of course.
All the colours of the rainbow. I ordered the chocolate granola, and just to look at it, I love how it's not swimming in milk or anything. It's just the only liquid provided by the yogurt and the fruit juice and the blueberries. So much dried fruit, and the chocolatey part is the granola itself. I guess it's coated in chocolate. And what's this syrup here? That's a plum type syrup. Absolutely delicious.
Another thing that you could do while you're here in Melbourne is go on a citywide scavenger hunt. Okay, maybe not citywide, but like the inner city. There are several on Google, and the one that we picked. So it's got a bit of an augmented reality thing going on where you can actually see the scene in front of you. You just have to find the spot and place it. And he's currently talking in my ear, the little copper on the screen here telling us to move along, and there's nothing to see here. And if we move past the policeman right here,
oh, is that a dead man?
There's a bit of a murder that's gone on in this alley here. So I guess we need to start looking at some clues and try and figure out what's going on here. Whoa, our next spot, one of the most disreputable places from old Melbourne, looks really cool. It's the narrowest lane that I've ever seen in Melbourne. I can't wait to be in it, weirdly. So, our friendly man here on the corner has told us that we need to head down Brogan's Lane.
Alright, have to walk.
I really like this old cobblestone business. It helps you get in the mood of 1910. Those things are a bit of fun, and that one took way longer than expected, but you get to see a bit of the city while you do it, and so probably worth checking out if you have the time, that is. One great thing to do in Melbourne is to come to Lygon Street and get some food, because there are all kinds of restaurants along the street here. We had some dinner even further up Lygon Street earlier this evening at a Cajun Creole New Orleans inspired restaurant that had lots of gluten-free stuff, and now we've come down to Brunetti's, which is a very hectic pastry shop that has hot chocolates, and seriously it is so big it's almost overwhelming, so pop in just to see the spectacle if nothing else. But I've grabbed myself a hot chocolate from there for dessert, because why not? Delicious. For a bit of nature in Melbourne, not too far from the middle of the city, you should definitely come to the Royal Botanic Gardens, which is where we're going right now. following Jessie and I for a while, you know that we love a good botanic gardens, and this one is very pretty as far as botanic gardens go. And the best thing about it is it's not very far from Fed Square at all, so you can easily walk here from right in the middle of the city.
Dana's got to be in the rest house. Huh? She's not in here. Oh, there she
Surprise!
is. Having a little rest. Right on cue. The sausage tree. It belongs under the sea.
They're certainly a little reminiscent of something, aren't they? Especially these ones, although he's packing a few extra than most people. What about this one?
That's something off the Muppets. It's a real life Muppet. There's his eyes.
I can't believe these plants exist. You learn something new every time you come into one of these gardens. Another classic Melbourne thing to do is to take a walk along St Kilda Pier here in the suburb of St Kilda in Melbourne, which is a beachside suburb, so you can enjoy some beach time while you're here as well. You can also take a walk up Ackland Street and salivate over all of the delicious cake shops and possibly even purchase one to eat.
Occasionally Dana has to be reminded what gluten used to taste like through me. She lives vicariously through me, and I'll let you know right now. Mmm. Ta-da. It's a Kugel pop. I bought a baby Kugel, which is a mini version of this huge cake they have at the bottom of the window. And the comment in the window said that some food writer said it was the best thing he's ever tasted, and he's been everywhere, man. So yeah, I'll give it a go. It really is the best thing. We'll need to have more of these things as we travel around.
At the end of St Kilda Pier, you can actually catch some little penguins doing their march around 9 to 10 p.m. At the moment you have to book because of COVID, but it is free. You just have to book it in. So you can also do that while you're here.
There's also quite a nice view back to the city from St Kilda Pier. You can see the really tall buildings over there are shrouded by cloud at the moment. It's awesome.
And if you get sick of frolicking by the water, you can always catch a show at the Palais Theatre. Take you and your kids, if you have kids, or just you, to see Luna Park, which is a little theme park right here in St Kilda as well. Or just generally walk around the area and check out the older buildings. Finally, you should go see Harry Potter while you're here. Or if Harry Potter is not your jam, then any of the other shows that are playing in Melbourne right now, because world-class shows come through here, and why not?
Especially when the ticket price is slightly less than usual. Blame COVID.
And that's it for our list of must-dos in Melbourne. If you have anything that you would like to add that we've missed out, definitely comment it below so that we know for next time we come to Melbourne, and everybody else knows as well. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from us, and we'll see you next time. Oh, my hair's that bad, is it? That Jessie's fixing it.
No. Check out these shots. It's ugly. It's very ugly. That's ruining my day.
Oh, man.
Many bars and boats, buildings, bridges. Bars, boats, buildings, bridges. I'm bokering the world. The world is full boker. Even back here, full boke. Full boke.
Full boke.
Look.
It's about to start raining in any second.
It's about to start raining. Actually, it is raining. Let's go. Mate.
It's my mate Paul. Just kidding.